Hi, I'm Jillian Lauren. I'm a contemporary pop portrait artist that does body painting and female portraits predominantly in acrylic. I've been an artist for about 4.5 years on the books, but I've been doing it since I was a kid when I first did the Hasbro Light Bright Illumine Artist Contest, and I was one of 5 out of the country to get picked to go compete in New York. But it was actually in New York that I found out about Gustav Klimt and Alphonse Mucha, which are actually 2 of my absolute favorite artists, and part of the reason why I use a lot of gold in any of the paintings I do. I started doing pop style paintings, and when I say pop, I mean a strong contrast in the color usage that you see. So like if you look at the different paintings, you see a distinct line between where the darks and the lights and the different skin tones actually come out in each of the pieces. That happened back in an assignment that I had when I was going to high school. I think it was my sophomore year, and our teacher told us we had to start drawing portraits. Prior to that, it was only landscapes, and I cannot stand doing landscapes. Unless I'm getting paid a lot of money, you will not see me do one. But we had to do self-portrait as pop art, and I just kind of fell in love with that type of process. A few years later, I tried a couple different styles too, because I do a little bit of illustration on the side, but it's not something I'm totally into. But I reverted back to the pop art just because one of the funny things about one of the medical conditions I have, when I get a migraine, I actually see the difference in all the lines. So no matter what I'm looking at, there's actually a hard contrast in everything. So it kind of bled well easily into how I create the paintings. And through just maturing in life overall, I've learned a lot about the interaction of people, and more specifically how women are looked at, whether it's by another woman or someone who identifies as they or another man. And it's unfortunately abundantly clear the need to start creating a better presence and idea of what a woman is and who she looks like. And for me, and I try to convey that in all my artwork, it's someone who's empowered, someone who's in touch with their sensuality and not afraid of displaying that in a way that may be construed as strength, anger, happy, whatever is coming through at that moment for that person. So I prefer to paint women that are not white. So mostly black women, but also Hispanic or Asian or just anything that doesn't look like me, essentially. Because 2 reasons. One, it's way easier to paint in color. So no matter what you do, I always start with a black canvas just because it picks up any other type of color you're trying to go through. And on a more psychological or philosophical note, I believe everything is born out of that darkness or that contrast in life. So you can't actually understand what you're going through unless you know why you had to deal with whatever hardship it was. But secondly, and more importantly, again, I can't relate myself to anything that someone that doesn't look like me goes through, but I can tell you on a female level how appalling it is to be treated the way that we do get treated, and to think that someone else has to deal with like body image issues or the idea of beauty, or just being able to be strong in a moment where other people can be strong without having an IBAT. With the platform that I've been able to build, I feel like it's a responsibility of mine to help elevate everybody's view, so it's synonymous in the sense that if I'm just looking at you, we're going to notice color. It's impossible not to. You know, my shirt is tan and my pants are black, but we can at least see the ideals and the characteristics of the person first before we go through and get to that point of judgment. And hopefully by the time I pass on and have my legacy, that level of judgment is, wow, she was really strong because, you know, she ran a 4K and did whatever she did, and that one saw, you know, cured cancer or whatever crazy accomplishment, or just a stay-at-home mom and was able to raise her kids and not pull her hair out, you know. So I've been very fortunate in my career so far, and when I say my career so far, I mean the past 4.5 years, to have been able to be featured in a few shows and actually have a solo event myself. The most recent I had was actually one over in Rhode Island at a place called Aloft. And I was able to premiere more of what I call an aesthetic change through color changing paint. It's a 19-layer process that I've been trying to really cultivate and not perfect, because I don't think it'll ever get to that point, but get it to a point where when you turn left to right in one of my paintings, you'll actually see the change in color. That I had about 7 different paintings previewed in it, and it was actually through there I made a contact that helped migrate me over to here, or in the process of migrating, hopefully here by March, but we shall see. And from there, I've been very fortunate to meet a couple contacts, and through one of them, I was actually able to secure a really great contact named Carlton at his gallery called Exodus right on Delmar Boulevard. And I was able to have an opening for a show that you'll actually see this piece, this one, when it was finished, and a few others that really represent where I'm trying to go as an artist. over on December 10th, and it was from about 6 to 8, and I'm just, again, really grateful for the experience that I had with that to demonstrate where I'm trying to move my artwork to. If you want to buy my artwork, contact me, or just chit-chat about what you see on my page, please go to my Instagram at Jillian Lauren art, or you can go to my website at www.jillianlaurenart.com. And I'm Jillian Lauren.